most brutal torture methods by Mexican cartels.
In Mexico's Sonora state,
Let's get into
when
it.
36-year-old Hugo Hernandez is taking an evening walk. He has no idea that in the next few days his name will be in newspapers all over the world for the most horrifying reason imaginable. As he walks, he barely registers the van approaching from behind until it pulls up next to him and the side panel slides open. Several men in ski masks pile out and make a run for Hernandez. They beat him down, zip tie his wrists, and pull a black sack over his head.
And that's the difference between me and anybody else who has ever been attacked by the cartel. Niggas hop out a van and try to kidnap me and throw me in the van. I'm whooping all like every single one of them are getting their ass whooped. Feel me? And I'm not even saying like, oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna have a gun, I'm gonna switch him down. No. Y'all realize it's easier to fight multiple people than just one? Seriously. Like, unless it's like 25 people, then I would lose. But if it's anything less than 25 people, I could beat all of them at once, easily. See, they pop out the van, try to stuff me in there. I'll break it down. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would do in this situation, all right? So the first guy is gonna hop out the van. Obviously, they're not gonna all hop out simultaneously. You know, they gotta get out one by one, all right? So the first guy, he's gonna hop out. He's gonna think shit's sweet. Little does he know, my head's on a swivel. I move too tactical. I'm auto blitzing him. Feel me? Flash step. Bow. Punch him right in his nose, all right? He just got one tap, knocked out, all right? Now the rest of them, they just see me knock out their mans. Now they're like, yo, we all gotta get out. We gotta hop him. We gotta hop him. All right. So instead of I'm not gonna hop into the van. I'm not gonna punch through the van. Now I back up. I knocked out their mans. It's 6 of them left. His man's on the floor. Now they all come out. All right. I'm standing like this. I'm on some cool shit. Hands in the pocket. Bow. Kick one of them right in their chest. All right. Now the one I kicked in the chest, he's gonna act as if he's a bowling pin, right? So he's gonna fall over and then he's gonna knock the other people over. All right. So now they're all laying on the ground like a piano. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna run, but I'm not running away from them. I'm running on top of them. All right. They're all on the ground. Now I'm running, stomping on them. I'm doing a Draymond Green. Ha, 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 ha. I just stomped on all of them. They're done. All right. Now I just won and I walk home.
In a matter of seconds, the human cargo is bundled up into the back of the van, which speeds away from the curb with a screech of tires. He's just been kidnapped by sicarios from the Sinaloa drug cartel, one of the most feared and powerful.
Who's tougher, the Sinaloa cartel or El Mencho lame-ass cartel?
Drug cartels in all of Mexico. But Hugo's ordeal isn't over, not by a long shot. He's about to find out exactly why the Sinaloas command so much terror. When Hugo Hernandez wakes up, he's in Sinaloa territory. The sicarios beat him viciously, while one among their numbers readies a chainsaw. This is where everything gets messy, both in the room where Hernandez is being held and in our knowledge of the story. We don't know for sure whether Hernandez was alive when they expertly peeled off his face. We don't know if he was alive when they cut off every one of his limbs before tearing his head from his torso. We can only hope for Hugo's sake that they were feeling merciful that day. What we do know is what happened afterward. On January 8th, after the sicarios are finished with Hugo, his torso and all of the limbs that used to be attached to it turn up in 2 large plastic containers on the streets of Los Mochis. Hugo's face, meticulously stitched onto a soccer ball, is found in a plastic bag near City Hall with a note that reads, "Happy New Year, because this will be your last." Because when it comes to the dark art of violence and torture, the drug cartels of Mexico are nothing if not disgustingly creative. You've heard the stories: shootings, stabbings, decapitations. It's all true. And what's more, it's generally
Wow. This would never happen to me.
Underselling just how brutal agents and even leaders of Mexico's biggest drug cartels can be. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
They blew up an airport.
And one of the most
they blew up a gas station
world.
too. Y'all seen the gas station video? They started letting hella gasoline out the little, feel me? Lit that shit on fire and it blew up.
It's why
I'm not gonna lie, ICE gotta go after these niggas, not innocent Mexican. That's what I've been saying. Yes, get rid. Like I've been saying this for the longest time, bro. Like the cartel, they're terrorists. I swear to God, they're terrorists. Genuinely, they're actually terrorists. Kill them all. Get rid of them, bro. Like people like this aren't supposed to be on this earth. I swear they do stuff to children. They do stuff to women. Innocent people who never did nothing. They do things to people who are bad and also did wrong. But bro, get them out of here. And that's why it always throws me off when people defend the cartel. Yo, I'm making fun of El Mencho's death. Now you want to see me die? What's the logic in that? It makes zero sense to me. I genuinely don't understand it. Why would ICE go after the cartel when they're in Mexico? Bro, you're dumb as hell. Have you not seen countries that are aided with other countries in the system? Like you're a retard. You're genuinely stupid as hell. The cartel is terrorizing Mexico. Mexico and the United States of America are allies. And that's why you see the United States of America work with Mexico on occasion to get rid of these terrorists.
Some of Mexico's leading
ICE wouldn't be the ones to handle that. Bro, obviously we're not saying ICE needs to do it. The whole point of saying ICE needs to go to Mexico is because they're killing random innocent people in the United States of America. All right, instead of having them kill innocent people, bro, just send them to Mexico and have them shoot at the cartel. That's the whole point. We're not literally saying go take ICE to Mexico. Bro, please use your brain. You're actually stupid as hell.
Drug cartels like the Sinaloas and the Zetas need to go so above and beyond in establishing that they're not to be messed with. And leading the charge is Joaquin Guzman, the now incarcerated leader of the Sinaloa drug cartel. And
like, he's just a fat piece of shit, and he's balding. Like, people like this, like, oh, it makes me so mad. Like, how do you even let a guy like this get into power? How?
You might know him better by his nickname, El Chapo, Shorty in English. And if the career of Joe Pesci has taught us anything...
Bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, if I could just get put in a room with El Chapo, just me and him alone, no weapons, no guards, boy, let me tell you, I'll do something devious to El Chapo, man. For me, just know, I'm gonna get out that room, and he is not. It's over for him.
It's that the little guys with a homicidal streak are some of the scariest gangsters of all. Let's take a look at some of the ways that El Chapo has redefined brutality, even as drug cartels go, with some of his uniquely strange and sadistic torture methods, starting with how he saw fit to punish rival drug peddler Israel Rincon, aka El Huacho. According to unsealed court documents, El Chapo's man got a hold of Rincon and dragged him into a garden outhouse on one of his properties. There, the torture began. While cartel agents filmed the interrogation,
I made the last one up. I don't know who El Fidaro is.
Teeth were ripped out, and he was electrocuted in the ear. He was beaten and humiliated as they extracted information from him. But eventually the pain got to be too much for Rincon to bear, and he fell unconscious. At this point, the Sinaloa torturers called in a doctor to treat and revive El Huacho so they could continue torturing him. Once the torturers got bored, they murdered Rincon and disposed of his body in Culiacan before posting the footage of the brutal torture to the internet. And what happened to Rincon was only the tip of the iceberg. El Chapo is a hands-on torture enthusiast. While he often delegates his acts of brutality to some of his countless underlings, he's also more than happy to roll up his sleeves and get to
chill though, because Jace Norman is 25% Mexican. I'll beat the shit out of him
torturing
too.
himself.
Ain't that
According
Henry
to one
Danger?
eyewitness, he beat two people with a branch until their bodies were, quote, like rag dolls from so many broken bones, before having them thrown into a bonfire. Another incident had him non-fatally shoot a rival cartel boss before ordering that the man be buried alive to slowly suffocate. A witness at El Chapo's trial, Isaias Valdez Rios, described the latter's torture as follows. He had burns made with an iron on his back. His shirt was stuck to his skin. He had burns made with a car lighter all over his body. His feet were burned. It was only after days of being left for dead in an old wooden structure that El Chapo saw fit to bury the man. One of the drug lord's most trusted associates, Antonio Jaguar Marufo, had a special room.
I mean, anybody can torture people, bro. Like, this is not crazy. Like, you had somebody dig a hole, you're gonna put them in the hole alive and suffocate them? Like, come on, bro. This is why y'all glaze the Mexican cartel, because they do shit like this. That's embarrassing. Do your homework, bro. I know niggas that really torture people in garages. Yeah. If you know, you know. I ain't gonna say too much.
In his mansion, I'm not gonna say nothing at all. For torture and the murder of their rivals in the drug trade. The room.
Are we still on this cartel bullshit? Oh yeah. You feel me? You left the stream, bro. I told you. If you don't like it, just leave. At least a week. At least a week. I'm milking the hell out of this cartel. Bro, Mencho is gone. He died. Do you realize, like, that's really a crazy event to happen on this page? I've been dissing, bro, for mad long. Now, look, streams aren't always going to be cartel centered. I'll tell you that right now. It's not going to be, feel me? I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep the Twitch regular. But, yeah, I just didn't really want to do too much on stream today. Like I said, I'm sick. I kind of want to go to bed. But
had a
I'm just going to get my clips off and shit.
In the ground to let the blood drain away more easily, as well as non-stick tiles and soundproofing technology.
This nigga Tweaker stupid as hell. Would have meant more if you would have wanted to kill him. Facts, bro. Yeah. El Mencho death really would have hit, man. I should have just went to Mexico and got him myself, man.
To stop
right.
anyone on the outside
Unblock me and bonded on Insta.
From
I don't recall
El
blocking
Chapo's
anybody on
didn't
Instagram.
fall far from the tree either. His sons, Ivan and Alfredo Guzman Salazar, and Joaquin and Ovidio Guzman Lopez, formed their own Sinaloa Splinter cartel known as Los Chapitos, or Little Chapos, along with close El Chapo associate, hitman Nestor Isidro Perez Salas, aka El Nini. As
Your nose is making me ball my fist up. Hey, anybody who left in El Mencho cartel, me and Overrated 3 times, will be coming to Mexico very soon. When you see us, kill us on sight.
Probably predicted by now, they share their old man's love of horrific torture and keep a ranch in Navolato where the worst of it takes place. People close to the matter have reported that they twist corkscrews into the flesh of their victims before yanking them out and then rubbing hot chili peppers into the open wounds. Some are fed, either dead or alive, depending on how lucky they are. To the tigers some of El Chapo's sons keep as pets. They're also known for making drug mules out of the local civilians, in many cases killing them and their families if they refuse the offer. But
like, this is what I mean, bro. But these are the people that y'all defend. Y'all want to see me die for dissing the cartel when they are killing innocent human beings. Why am I the bad guy? Really think about it. What am I doing that's wrong? What am I saying that's wrong? El Mencho Pack, he's dead. Oh my God, what happened to Mencho? What am I saying that's wrong? Now, obviously, we're not talking about El Mencho here. This is a whole different cartel. But what's really going on? Estoy tomando la posición de la dimensión de. Nah, my son Bloody just got kidnapped. What's going on? Yo, Bloody, the cartel got to you, bro. My fault. I ain't mean to get you knocked off, man. Rest in peace, Bloody. I am taking El Mencho's position and I will eliminate him from within. Nah, you tough, gang. Bro, I just got goosebumps. Bro, Bloody about to be the new leader of the cartel, man. The CNJYCCBCC cartel, man. Shout out Mencho. The nigga's dead. I think Bloody might have killed him. Chills, bro. Chills. Oh, my God.
Community isn't going to let the Sinaloa Syndicate have all the fun. There are plenty of horrific instances of violence and torture from El Chapo's many competitors. And now we're going to take you on a traumatic crash course through some of the worst ones. Seriously, we're begging you, put down that sandwich. It's going to get really, really gross. Probably one of the most infamous cases of cartel torture was the one committed against DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena in 1985, when his undercover investigation was blown open by members of the ruthless Guadalajara cartel. Kiki's death was anything but quick, as his captors saw fit to torture him to death over the course of 30 grueling and humiliating hours. On February 7th, 1985, he was ambushed
I feel like if you're going to be a DEA agent and you have a chance of being captured and tortured, they should like implant mini bombs into their hearts. So like if it comes down to it, they could just press a button or like tap on their heart or say blow me up and it just automatically kills them, you know? Because that's like a way more humane way of going out, you know, just instantly dying instead of having to go through the torture.
A group of armed men in Guadalajara on the way to the U.S. consulate. He went without a struggle, knowing that he was outmatched, and he was taken to a secondary location where the torture commenced. He was bound to a chair while the cartel torturers recorded the interrogation, beating him so viciously that his skull, jaw, nose, cheekbones, and windpipe were crushed. We can only imagine the horror that Kiki felt when his captors produced a power drill, which they used to drill into his skull while he was still alive. How do we know he was still alive? The toxicology report showed the presence of amphetamines in Kiki's system, despite the fact that he never used the drugs himself. This implied to DEA investigators that Kiki was given the drugs so that he would remain awake and conscious during the torture. In more recent years, members of the Jalisco Nueva Generacion Cartel, or CJNG, captured a member of a rival cartel, the aforementioned Los Chapitos, and decided to record his torture and murder. By the time the video started, the man's face was already beaten and bloody, and his arms were being tied behind his back on a chair. One of his torturers produced a chainsaw while another questioned him and began sawing into the man's legs. Eventually, when the torturers had done all they wanted to, they sawed off the man's legs entirely and poured water onto him. Then there are the horrific crimes of the Los Zetas, one of the best-known drug cartels outside of the Sinaloa cartel. The Zetas don't have the Sinaloa's numbers or name recognition, but they make up for it with their truly extraordinary acts of brutality.
What would Bound actually do if the cartel were to get him? Alright, all jokes aside, no troll shit. The cartel comes and gets me. I'm done. Wait, what do you want me to say? All that shit talking on the internet just caught up to me. Oh well, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. But if it were to happen, that's just what it would be. But I can assure you that would not happen though. Trust me.
Video, a woman in a pink shirt is forced onto her knees by a Los Zetas agent who holds up a straight razor before
I don't fear nobody in this world.
Saying, well, gentlemen, this is what happens to all those in the Gulf Cartel.
What should we do to avenge you if that happened? To all of the people who are gonna laugh and say they're happy that I'm dying, you just gotta defend myself against them people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like remind them, yo, bro, why are you happy that he's dead? Shouldn't you want the cartel to die? Yo, you're moving backwards in life. You feel me?
Half of Los Zetas.
Just let them know how stupid it is.
The woman does not resist,
Would you cry?
drugged as the man holds the razor to her throat and slices off her head over the course of a brutal 40 seconds as her perforated throat wheezes air. This particular video understandably garnered massive controversy when it was leaked on Facebook. Much like Los Chapitos, the Zetas even have their own murder, torture, and body disposal ranch, La Galera Ranch in northern Veracruz. After taking it over in 2011, the Zetas have used it as a hub of mass cremation, incinerating their victims to avoid evidence of their crimes ever coming to light. These cremations were performed in the ranch's 12 kitchens, in a scene described by witnesses as something far worse than any horror movie could ever conjure up.
When you're in the chair tied up before they start torturing you, you would cry and beg, nah, spit in their face and I'ma die like a man.
Some victims were dissolved in bathtubs full of acid. Others were chopped up and fed to crocodiles. In more pedestrian but no less horrifying cases, the bodies...
Short 4-hour stream El Mencho Bop. Yeah, I did not make that title.
Tortured and murdered were buried in mass graves around the property. Perhaps the most upsetting part is that the locals knew this was happening for years and even reported it, but the corrupt local police were in the pocket of the Zetas and nothing was done. Whenever Los Zetas and the kitchen mixes, something horrible is sure to happen, and this fact is true all the way to the top. Miguel Ángel Treviño Morales, one of the alleged leaders of the cartel group, had a particular form of torture and execution he enjoyed that's referred to as el guiso, or the stew. The victims would be forced into a 55-gallon metal drum alive, and a fire would then be set underneath them, slowly boiling them alive. The incident that truly put Los Zetas on the map was the infamous 2011 San Fernando massacre, where the Zetas kidnapped and murdered 193 people on La Jolla Ranch. After hijacking a number of buses, the victims were dragged onto the ranch where the women were brutalized and killed, and the men were given weapons and forced to fight each other to the death. People who were willing to kill to save their own lives were then recruited as more ruthless hitmen for Los Zetas in what is perhaps the most horrific job application process in modern history. The most horrifying part is that this isn't even an isolated incident. Multiple cartels have used forcing people to kill others as a source of psychological torment. A video that leaked online in 2023 appeared to show the horrifying fate of 5 students lured onto a cartel compound.
This was crazy.
Who were forced to kill each other on camera when they refused an offer to join the cartel. The video depicted one student decapitating another with a machete, as another had their head beaten in with a piece of rock. The cocky and in-your-face style of Los Zetas made them plenty of enemies. They hanged 2 members of the Gulf Cartel, and in one video filmed themselves disposing of the headless bodies of 49 migrant workers whom they murdered. The former was seen as particularly insulting by members of the Gulf Cartel because
so we understand the cartel is dangerous. The main reason of me watching this is just to like really break it down to y'all. I say fuck El Mencho. I say fuck the cartel. I say the cartel originally served, but somehow, some way, I'm the bad guy. That's sad. We're not gonna finish this though. You feel me? We don't gotta consume any more of this brain rot nonsensical content.
And my all the bullshit made me grin. It's just funny. It's so stupid.